Hello, friends. How are you? So this is going to be a little bit different. This is a Q&A session with me both as wearing both hats, both as a psychic medium and as a life coach. This is not, as in the description it says, for private sessions. So if you're coming on here with something that would require a reading or a session, that is not what I'm here to do today. What I am here to do is answer those metaphysical questions that are general, that may help more than one person, or if you've ever wondered how or why a psychic does what they do, this is a good time to ask me those questions, to ask what you may have been afraid of asking. But again, it's for the general populace, not just specific, like, oh, so I'm having this problem, blah. Nope, that's for a private session. That's a little bit different, which I do private sessions, and I included the link to my website in the description below. But feel free to ask away. I see we have our first two friends, and you basically have me until the pot of tea is done. And I'm not a sipper. I don't sip tea. So, and if you're interested in the kind of tea, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. If you're interested in the kind of tea I have, it is from, I think I'm probably going to mispronounce it, the Paromi Tea Company, and I know Whole Foods has them, and it's a coconut tea. It is delicious. I think it has lemongrass and coconut and a few other ingredients, and so that is what I'm drinking today. So ask away. You are going to hear me taking drinking sounds. It's kind of part of the event, if you will. And this stone, it looks like quartz, but it's actually a type of stone called, oh gosh, I'm bad with the words today, apophyllite, I believe. And it looks very similar, but the crystals tend to be a little bit clearer. So a lot of times when you see those beautiful crystal clear quartz, sometimes it's not quartz, it is apophyllite, and both are very, very high vibrational stones. I work with crystals a lot. We're going to put that there so I don't hit my tea in it. So ask away. Any questions? We have two friends on, possibly more. We do know that the login is always mysterious with YouTube. And I want to thank everybody who has subscribed so far. I've hit 601. Oh my goodness, how exciting. So thank you all for subscribing and for being part of this and for joining the community. It's an honor and it's exciting, and I'm glad to be here. But I am here to answer some questions, so feel free to either say hi, ask a question. Again, this is the time to ask anything you've been wanting to ask a psychic. Well, it's not just you, Sheena Bina. It is you, not just. And actually, I see that there's two people on right now. Hello, Rich. Okay, he says, hi, GD. I and buy a lot of crystals, but never seem to use them as part of, as part of this. Okay. So I'm going to reread that again because it kept disappearing. Oh, and it's disappearing again. I said show. Okay, so it says, hi, JD. I have and buy a lot of crystals, but never seem to use them. And I think that is part of that is that I don't know how, I'm not sure the best way to use them. Okay, so that is a great question. See, that's the kind of question I'm talking about, people. Thank you, Rich. That is an awesome question. So how do you use crystals? I actually just finished up a whole unit on crystals up at my office with the Psychic Development Circle, and there's many ways you can use them in healing, in meditation. So one of the things I do as a Reiki healer, if I have somebody with me and their energy is very, very stuck in particular chakras, I will choose certain stones to work with particular chakras. So for example, if there is just a general block, so somebody comes to me, they're paying for a healing session, but I can't seem to get through their blocks, I will use selenite. Sometimes I'll pair it with black tourmaline. You don't want to keep the black tourmaline near the heart, throat chakra, third eye, or head. because it collects negative energy from other people and yourself, and you really don't want other people's negative energy sitting up in those higher vibrational chakras. But keeping them in your pocket is great, or around your waist, that's fine, because it is also a very earthy, grounded stone. So, I will say at this rate, I probably will not ever be done with this tea. So you might have me for a few hours because I'm busy talking. Okay, hi, Fun Brows. Welcome in. Right now, Rich talked about how he has a lot of crystals but doesn't know how or the best way to use them. Well, Sheena, I'm glad you asked. This is not about personal or private readings. It is because that is really for a one-on-one session. Or when I'm doing call-in mini readings, and that is something I'll probably be doing later this month. Okay. See, that's a good question. Yes. Okay, Sheena. So I will address that next. So we'll finish the crystal question and then we'll go on to that. I really like that. Because that will help a lot of people. So thank you for asking. So crystals. I will use selenite and black tourmaline to help clear or sweep away negative energy when I'm doing Reiki, or for myself, if I'm feeling particularly down or bad, I have actually several big pieces of selenite all over the house and up in my office. And there's one in particular that I hold, and I'll hold right to my chest, especially if I'm feeling very angry, sad, upset, heartbroken. It is tea. This is a coconut tea, and you guys have me until I reach the end of the pot, which at the rate that I'm talking and the lack of sipping, well, it's an herbal. It is delicious. I have the Tevana German rock crystal. You can actually see inside. I poured this when it was still fairly fresh. I love this teapot. If any of you ever find one, this keeps the tea hot the whole time. Best I've ever had. I love it. And I am a tea fanatic. Up in my cabinet, I have enough tea for probably the next 30 years. Okay, so other ways to use crystals. You can wear them. And it's funny because I put on 2 rings today instead of 1. Now, when I found this, I didn't even realize why I had gravitated to it. I mean, other than it's really pretty and huge. I was actually in the store. I was at TJ Maxx looking for a gift for my mother, and it does. Well, and you know what, Sheena? It's funny because it associates with the chakras that are also associated with kind of fire in the belly, if you will. So it's funny that you say that. So this is a piece of amber, and at the time it was only $20, which for silver and real amber, that is a steal even then. And this was probably about 10 years ago that I got that. Well, maybe 7 years ago. And I was looking for a gift for somebody else. Now, I have big fingers, so for me to find a ring that I actually will fit me is slim. But when I looked up the metaphysical properties of it later, it was really good for self-esteem, for digestion issues, which I do have issues with that, for depression, which at the time I was dealing with a mild bout of depression or melancholy. Yeah. But thank God they make bigger rings that are still cute. And so those were all things that I actually needed help with, and I didn't even know. So one of the things I say about crystals is don't go trying to find the crystal that will help you. Go look at the crystals and see what you gravitate to. Ooh, I like that. Do you find that the selenite vibrate when you hit certain chakras or chakras are closed? You know what? I don't feel that vibration necessarily. But what I do feel is after they start holding it, their entire mood lightens, their entire energy lightens. So I don't necessarily feel the stone itself vibrating, but I will feel the difference in the person after they've been holding it or after I've used it. The other thing that I'll do is I'll use stones to channel certain energy. So like kyanite is really good for aligning all of your chakras. You have some stones that are really good for grounding, like amethyst. And that's also good for your third eye. So every stone has a particular purpose. And if you want to know more detail about that, I actually do have a chakra, I can't even think. I'm sorry, friends. A chakra, not a course, but one of my psychic development circles. And it really is all about chakras. I think it's one of the first 4. So if you go to my website and click the online classes, you'll see it's only $15. You download it, you have it. And it goes over all of the chakras, and I believe I give some different stones that resonate with each. Some people will use certain crystals and put them in their water. Now, I really don't know how safe that is, and there's a lot of crystals and rocks that are poisonous. So I don't particularly recommend that. Quartz is okay. Quartz is fine, but really other stones can like leach into the water. So you really want to be careful. Now you can infuse water and then use it as a spray, but again, some are toxic. So if you have pets that lick the surfaces, well, you don't want to be spraying that around. So be very careful about what you ingest. It's the same thing with oils. Like, you have to be careful. And just because somebody says it's safe doesn't mean it is. And just because somebody says it works doesn't mean it does. You have to do your own research. And I highly recommend that you do. Whenever you start a new practice or a new modality, you have to make sure, A, does it work for you? B, is it a good idea? Like my rule of thumb, and we can thank an X for this. This X. But we can thank this X for this little rule of thumb, and I agree with it. He said you want to find 3 unassociated websites that give the same information. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. Now, again, if they're all connected in some way, or they're all the same type, you may not want to agree with it. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Some people will actually create crystal grids on their body. I create crystal grids, and actually that was part of my course up in the office recently on how to create crystal grids, and it will change the entire energy in the room. It can help. You can use it to create protection, to create grounding, to create cleansing. So it really depends on what your purpose is. But my first thing is play with them. Wear them, arrange them in a pretty arrangement, because usually when you arrange them, you're creating a grid subconsciously. It helps when the grids are symmetrical, and you can Google or go on Pinterest and look up crystal grids, because there are a ton of them. All right, cup 1 down. On to the next topic. Crystals to open your third eye. Amethyst is the one I use the most. But any high vibrational one, quartz will do, selenite, kyanite, labradorite, all of those stones help align, amplify, and open. But specifically, I like amethyst. But again, you want to go with what you're gravitated to. So you could like close your eyes, pick up a stone, and see if you start seeing things. It's like, if you start seeing things, well, hello, you found the winner. If you notice now that it's steeped a little bit, it is a little less clear. Rose quartz and jade. Rose quartz is really good for the heart. So you were asking about love before, and actually so is jade, because both pink and green resonate with the heart chakra. Rings. Okay. It depends. Rings can be. It depends on the stone. Again, I gravitated towards these because the color, the energy, the feel. Okay. You know what? You might actually, if you're a Libra, you may actually like this stone, which is aquaphrase. It is it's actually a new type of stone. And it combines the energies of sea and earth, or sea and sand, which helps to bring balance. You have a little bit of the earth, a little bit of the water. And you know what? I found this at a fair that I did out in Oh, wow. Hello, welcome from Florida. where's everybody else from? And by the way, thank you all for coming in. I've only been to Florida twice in my life, and actually 2 years ago was the last time I went. First time, it was the winter of '96, and I hugged a palm tree. Hello from California. I'm out here in Jersey, and I believe Rich is out here in Jersey as well, because we've worked together. I know there's a fourth friend on here. It's too hot. You know, it's funny because I know people who are saying it's too cold up here and they're moving down. However, if you just go move up to northern Florida, I heard they had snow recently. Okay, so on to question number 2, which is how to manifest love. Yeah, you know what? I right now at my age, I still love the winter. I still love the snow. I don't mind shoveling, you know, as long as it's not super heavy and like 6 feet deep. But you know, a good 6 inches of snow, I enjoy it. I still enjoy the 4 seasons. There may come a time in my life when I'm like, yeah, it's too cold. I think I'll move where it's warmer. So love, we're going to take love, and I will tell you, I am still in the process of manifesting and bringing to me my soulmate. Wherever he is taking his sweet old time. But really this comes down to law of attraction. And I will say, if ever there were an energy that I personally had blocked, for Capricorn, I don't know. I think Capricorn is an earth sign. If it is an earth sign, and you're going to want to check, but I think it is. If Capricorn is an earth sign, really any earth associated stones. So, I want to say carnelian would be good because it's associated with the root chakra. My knight is riding a turtle too. Oh, I love that. I would say for earth, you really want the more grounded, like things like granite, things like, I mean, quartz is good for everyone. Amethyst is an earthy stone. There are certain, if you Google stones or crystals for earth signs, and I would do it now for you if I could. Oh, I have a second phone. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Because you know what? What is Google for but to find out this kind of information? Yes, we can, Sandra. We should start a club. All right. Crystals for earth signs. Here, Google. So if I don't know, Google will. And I just typed in Google because, you know, I'm paying attention. Crystals for Capricorn. Or earth signs. Here we go. Let's see what Google comes up with. Okay, so I was right. Capricorn is an earth. So crystals for earth signs. And this is good for me too, because I'm an earth sign as well. All right, let's see. No, I just want crystals. Oh, and one of the ones I said came up, carnelian. And it looks like that I think might be coral over here, or turquoise. And this looks like aventurine in the middle. Okay, aventurine, citrine, green jade, and ruby. Physical health, jasper. Jasper is a really good one for grounding. Carnelian, jade. So they're listing a lot of the similar ones. So if you are an earth sign, those are the ones I would go for. And as you saw, a quick Google search brought it right up. But the cool thing is it confirmed 2 or 3 of the stones that I already brought up. So woohoo. And if, you know, you can always go with your birthday stone. Your, birthstone. Goodness. You are welcome, Fun Brows. Okay, so stones and love. So first thing you want to address is any blocks. One of the things as a life coach, when you are not bringing in love, you want to look first in what ways are you blocking love from your life, Or what negative associations do you have? So if you do a little bit of journaling, free writing, word association, things like when you hear the word love, what are the first 3 words that pop in your head? So let's say, for example, I say the word love and maybe you think joy, satisfaction, and far away. Well, guess what? There's your block. If you say it's far away or it's right around the corner or someday I'll find it, words like someday, far away, maybe, hope actually put things out further away from you. What you want to do instead is turn your focus away from it entirely, especially if you have had a series of bad relationships, and I fall into that category where I have dated basically the same type of wrong guy for me for the better part of 12 years. Different wrong guys, but they all had some of the same things in sync, in common. So one of the things I would say is look at your blocks. 2, look at your programming of when you were a child. Did you have good association with romantic relationships? Like, did you see healthy, happy partnerships? Or did you see a lot of struggle, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, anger, worry, possibly abuse? If that is the case, well, there's another block that you have to work through. And that's something that, self-reflection, meditation, forgiveness exercises can help with, or somebody like myself, life coaching can help with. Personally, I have purposefully taken a break from it, because again, for the better part of 10 years, I kept attracting the same type of person. So I figured until I changed stuff within myself, I was going to keep attracting the wrong person. So that's something else. Like, the guys that I tended to attract did not give me enough time. Why? Because I didn't, and I still don't give me enough time. Some of you, if you watched the live stream yesterday, you heard that I am making the very tough decision of closing down my physical office, so that I can give myself more time, more energy. Yes, Rich, I think it's all of our problems. We don't give ourselves enough time. So what happens is we find partners who don't give us enough time. We also self-down talk. When somebody compliments you and you have trouble accepting it with a full and open heart, of somebody says you're beautiful and you feel that twinge inside of no, I'm not, or they're just being nice, or hi, baby. Hi. My new dog, not my new dog. Well, he's always my new dog. He's a new dog today. Here, I will, oh, no, he's on the move. Apollo, come here. Here we go. I got him all nice and trimmed. Oh, hi, baby. Apollo, say hi to everyone. No, he's just looking for another toy. And now he's going to bite himself. Yeah, because he just got groomed. I know, you're so pretty. You don't like being pretty. You like being messy. Aw, thank you. He feels like a whole new doggy to me because he is just looks so different than the shaggy mess he was just a couple hours ago. But this dog, he is the love that I attracted in my life. Yes, absolutely. Gotta lick the butts. Yep, that's part of their job. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it wasn't nice when somebody invaded it today during grooming. But must be done, huh, baby? You're a good boy. So, honestly, the love that I attracted to my life was Apollo. Unconditional. Perfect, beautiful love. And every time I'm feeling like, oh, where's the one? Where I stop and I go, you know what? If I could manifest the absolute perfect dog for me, yes, Sandra, I agree. They are the best. They do change energy. If I was able to attract the perfect dog for me, and it took me 6 years of wanting, pining, and finally letting go, and then all of a sudden just, it all fell into place and very effortlessly, then I can manifest my soulmate. I mean, granted, it's a little more complicated because dogs are much less complicated. But if I'm able to manifest him into my life and we're now co-creators, then I will manifest the right one for me. And it's going to take patience and time and basically me not looking. How I found Apollo, about 6 years before I got him, I had been looking, and I will tell you, I stalked Pet Finder for years. And then one day I thought, well, maybe it's just not meant to be. Oh, Gunner, that's so sweet. And he is everything. And you know what? That's what you focus on. You focus on the love that is in your life. Whether it's your pets, your friends, your family, maybe you have a great circle of people around you who love you. That's where you focus on. But more than that, you cannot look for love as validation for your value. In this society, and I'm speaking now a little bit more as a coach instead of, one of the ones who are looking. But in this society, what do you hear? Oh, you might hear him bark soon. Give me 1 minute, friends. Focus on the tea. We're going to go check the door. Hold on. Hold that thought. Good boy. Who's mommy's good boy? All right, I'm coming back. So you also just heard me set an alarm, because for those who don't necessarily know the story, this is the other reason why I've taken a break from love and romance. Last ex I had to call the police on, and so needless to say, got a dog, got an alarm, found my soulmate, and, well, one of my soulmates. And he is furry and cute and adorable and is a really good little guard dog. And so when he barks and he hears something, I pay attention. So that's why you saw me get up, because I realized the alarm was not on, and just in case. Because talk about attracting, things that you think about, you will attract. And the other day I was talking and telling a story about this particular ex, and I find out that they had tried to contact me. Needless to say, I deleted it and blocked my page, and that's the end of that. So, attracting healthy love is also the bigger question. And the way you do that is by loving yourself first, by giving yourself time, energy, space, healing, health, joy, because you can attract love. Oh, thank you, Sandra. I am glad. And you know what? If that ever happens, I might just give you a call. Come with a frying pan and a handsome police officer. Yes, and Rich, you are right. Being specific on what you manifest is super important. It is, oh boy. And this is, but you cannot be specific in manifesting something if, no, probably not, but you are very sweet, Sheena, to say that. But no need to hop on a plane. And you know what? That is something I am very blessed about, that, I forgot that, Sandra. Her hands are weapons. I forgot that. Oh, yes, then I will be calling you. Most definitely. Oh, I'm so excited now. Woohoo. I will tell you, when that happened, the night that happened, not only did I call ADT immediately, and they were there, but I also got my cast iron frying pan in my hand just in case. And I was standing going, and it was not a good night. So I'm not going to draw any more energy to that, because that is not what I want to attract. But that is why I personally took a break from dating, because I figured, crap, if that's what I'm attracting, I need to stop right now and start again. So I rebooted, and a couple months later found my dog. So how I found him was, after years of looking, pining, saying maybe this one, and being rejected, one day I was in the parking lot of a grocery store, and the car next to me, yes, well, we're going to talk about attracting broken people in a minute. I was in the parking lot, and I saw the car next to me had a dog walking service, and she happened to still be in the car, and they were getting ready to go. And I talked to her, and I'm like, can I have your number? Because I've been wanting a dog for a few years, but they won't even look at you if you're single, because and you work. God forbid you're not retired, because they feel like the dog won't get enough time or enough attention. Hello, Colleen. Yes, I did not see that, but I know the scene you're talking about. So, anyway, yeah, it is silly. It is. They're dogs desperate to find wonderful homes, and there are many working professionals who'd be great parents for these dogs or cats. But cats are a little easier to adopt, and I think that's why there's the stigma of like the cat lady. A Capricorn boy and a Libra girl. Crystals can help, but it all comes back down to your point of attraction in terms of vibrations and energy. So anyway, that night after seeing them, and they gave me their card and said that I can use them as a reference. I went online on Pet Finder, and there was Apollo's sweet little picture looking nothing like he looked like today. And I mailed them, and they got back to me, and within 3 days I had him. And that's honestly, that's how love should be, in terms of it should be easy. It should be effortless. You shouldn't have to play games. You shouldn't have to play drama. There's actually a book I'm working on that should be out by this summer. And it's all about, being a single girl. And yes, I'm going to be doing one for single guys later. I'm actually already writing that too. I'm writing both at the same time, but the single girl book will be out soon. Because I've dated so much and I have lots of experience. So attracting broken people. That is a big part of my problem. One, because I've not fixed the broken pieces of myself. That's something that I never took time to do. I was storing up anger. Finally, I learned that kickboxing was the answer, and it was fantastic. I learned that crying over movies and books that reflected bits and pieces of myself worked. Singing it out, playing, drumming, all of these different techniques to release sadness, anger, and pain that I was holding, because what was happening was, not only as a healer was I attracting basically what could be my clients, but I was also attracting mirror images of the energy that I was holding on to. So one of the things is I kept finding people who would keep me at an arm's length. Well, that reflects another relationship in my life that I had been subconsciously trying to repair. And once I realized that, I was able to forgive that person and release that. Finding people who were broken, sad, and angry and depressed. Well, doing what I do, I'm surrounded by that all day long. And people who are dealing with that are attracted to me because some part of them knows that I can help them heal. But it's not my job to heal my partner, nor is it their job to heal me. And some relationships that you enter into, that is exactly what it is, but they're not the ones you're supposed to spend your life with. Those are the ones where you help heal each other and you prepare each other for the next person who is going to be ready for you. And that is one of the things that I am specific about, that I want somebody who is whole and happy in their job, or at the very least content, that they have happiness and satisfaction in other areas of their life, that they have interests, that they are, family oriented. You need to have these lists not specific, like they must be such and such a height and they must be such and such. No, because they're not going to look the way you think they're going to look. That's not what law of attraction is. And honestly, sometimes you can, like, I kept attracting my type. But let me tell you, they were not, emotionally, they were not a good fit. So even though looks wise, they were right up my alley, oh boy, they were emotionally a mess. So if you are attracting broken people, you have to first fix, forgive, and heal the broken parts of yourself and anybody who hurt you. And then set about loving yourself the way you want a partner to love you. So if you want somebody, hi, Miss Jenny's cleaning, thanks for stopping in. So if you want to attract that partner who will adore you, you better adore yourself. You better look in the mirror and say, damn, I'm beautiful, or I'm handsome. Don't look at all of the flaws, because everybody looks into the mirror and sees their flaws. But guess what? That is not what the people who truly love you see. For example, I'm a bigger girl. I am overweight. I know this. Am I looking for somebody who's on a healthier track? Yeah, so that we can go on that journey together? Sure. Do I want somebody who's going to judge and berate me? Absolutely not. Because I will say, despite all of the crappy boyfriends I've had, the one plus side is that I never felt physically judged. I knew without a doubt that they were attracted to me. There was no doubt in my mind. Never a question of attraction. But there were other things that were clearly missing. Time, energy, moral beliefs that were on the same page. And hi, Susan. So that's something that you want to make sure that, you are clear about your intention for yourself. That's okay. I still have at least half a pot of tea left. We're going until I'm done with the pot of tea. Which will probably be here till midnight at the rate that I'm drinking. So attracting broken people, just fix yourself first. Love yourself first. Do things that fill your passion. I have a passion for helping people. So what do? That's what I do. I don't sit there and focus on, oh, I'm so lonely and and it's hard. There are moments that I go through that. And then I pick up my dog and I cuddle the stuffing out of him, and he and I go for a walk because I enjoy that. Oh, that is wonderful, Sheena. Well, but that should also answer your question. If you're going to school to be a counselor, you're going to attract broken people. So here's your rule of thumb. It is from, I'm going to mispronounce it, Palromi Tea Company. It's in a black jar, although I got mine in a bag, but it's from Whole Foods, and it's coconut something. And it is delicious. It's a little fruity, a little herbal. It is lovely. So yeah, that explains why you are attracting the people you do. So again, as a counselor, you have to counsel yourself first. Part of the steps of being a life coach is you have to coach yourself first. And we are always a work in progress. I will never say I am done coaching myself. I've still got clutter in this house that needs to be cleaned. I've got to continue reducing my stress. But that's one of the reasons why I've taken the steps that I've taken. I have taken the steps to reduce. Yes, it is crucial. And I think it's very easy for us as healers, practitioners, counselors, therapists to say, oh, I'm taking care of myself. But really, we're not nearly as much as we tell other people to. No, you are right, Sheena. We are not perfect, and that is beautiful. Perfection is overrated. I've dated people who were supposed to be perfect on paper, but in reality, oh no. I could do a whole session just on my dating life. Who knows? Maybe when the book comes out, I will. Okay, so going back through the comments, I believe, and of course I'm not sure if Fun Browse is still there, but if you are, you were talking about love between a Capricorn boy and a Libra girl. Crystals can help. But one of the things you want to ask is, A, are you truly compatible in all the ways that it counts? And if you are, it doesn't matter what sign you are. You know, being the right sign can help. But in the end, it's how you make it work. Do you listen to each other? Do you take into account each other's differences? When somebody comes to me for a love reading, I don't sit there and say, this is your soulmate, this is not your soulmate. What I do is one side of the reading says, okay, this is what this person is bringing into this relationship emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And then this is what this person is bringing to the relationship emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And then what do they have in common? And I look for what are the blocks and what are the good points of the relationship. And I've had some where it's nothing but blocks, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means they have a little more to work on. Something else, if you are an Abraham Hicks fan, is, what is it? Stop beating the drum of a dead horse. Is that what she says? Sometimes when things are too hard. Hi, Colleen. Do you think it's a good idea for someone who is a therapist, counselor, life coach, should have someone to be accountable to, like a mentor? It depends on the mentor. Honestly, I've had a couple not official mentors in my life, but several people that I looked to. And honestly, no, because you end up putting them on a pedestal. And that is a very, very dangerous place to put them. Does it help to have somebody that you can talk to, that you can bounce ideas off of? Yes, but you want to be careful of putting anyone on a pedestal. Over the years, I've had several people refer to me as a guru, and I do not like that. I don't like being called a guru. Because I do not want to be put on a pedestal. I am flawed like everyone else. I have my issues that I am working on, and that is also why people have enjoyed working with me, because I don't put on airs of being better than, because I'm not. I'm on the same boat. We're all on the same boat of learning. Now, if you are a therapist or counselor or psychologist, you usually go to a counselor, therapist, psychiatrist. And the same thing with life coaches. You can. No, I know, but I know what you meant. But again, it's a slippery slope. Because having a mentor to work with, to model yourself after, or to hold yourself accountable to, is great. But sometimes you end up inadvertently, without meaning to, put them on a pedestal or start seeing them without flaws, and then all of a sudden you start judging yourself through their eyes, and they're not walking your path, nor are you walking theirs. And that's really important. So back to the signs, which is what we were talking about. A therapist going to a therapist. Again, it depends where you are in your life. If you need a therapist, go see a therapist. If you are at a place where you are having, a break, go get help. I will tell you, I've only seen a counselor once. I think they were a psychiatrist. They were on the college campus. I was going through a big bout of depression. And honestly, they sat there and they were of no help to me whatsoever. So I think the better part is finding the right one. For example, everybody has told me over the years, oh, you need to find a mentor, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I haven't found the right one yet. If I find somebody who I feel like has a lot to teach me, yeah, I'm on board. But until I find that person, it's like going to the right hairdresser or going to the right massage therapist. You don't want to just go to anyone because they have the sign hung up. It needs to be a vibrational match. It needs to be. Actually, no, they did not try to prescribe medicines, although another doctor did. Not another doctor, another professor on campus tried to. And it's funny because they saw very clearly something that I didn't see till adulthood, and you guys have probably noticed in these sessions, that I have, it's not medically diagnosed, but 90% sure I have ADD. Not ADHD, but ADD. And that was some of my problems. What I thought was depression in college was actually a symptom of ADD, where some people get hyper, I actually will get lethargic. You also may notice that I talk in circles, or like I'll switch and dart here and there. And I've learned over the years to try to keep it on track. But it's funny, I had a professor and he saw it clear as day because he had it. And he's like, oh, you should go on, I think it was Ritalin. And I'm like, no, thanks. And I learned to cope with it on my own. And then later in life, I realized like, oh, he was right. Not that I would have wanted to go on medicine, because I don't feel that I really would have benefited it the way. I think there would have been too many drawbacks. But yes, so somebody else did. And as an adult, I can appreciate that at least that professor knew me enough to go, there's the problem. That's why you're having trouble. And, part of me wishes back then that I knew. And the other part's happy because I've used it to my advantage. I'm able to juggle several different things at the same time. I'm able to keep different balls in the air where other people are going, I don't know how you do that. And it's like, that's just how my brain works. Unfortunately, sleep is sacrificed because turning the brain off and trying to get sleep is tough. So, back to the signs, because again, I'm good at bringing things back on track. Don't worry about the signs. The signs are irrelevant as long as you are listening to one another, respecting each other's differences, caring about one another. But as soon as you start becoming ambivalent or don't care or angry, or it turns into a competition, you need to take a step back. You need to say, okay, why do I feel the need to compete? Because relationships aren't about competing. Relationships are about nurturing, making each other better. And sometimes this does mean that there will be arguments, but arguments with a soulmate and arguments with that twin soul, that twin flame, are going to bring you both to a better place, not tear each other down. And that is the difference. When you are in a relationship that is constantly tearing you down, get out. Get out. That is destructive. That is no longer serving your highest interest or theirs. My very first boyfriend, I ended up dumping because I realized I was angry around them all the time. I was angry, and I was like, I don't like this person that I've become with them. And it turned out later that I'm pretty sure they were cheating, and my subconscious was probably picking up on that. And that's probably why I was angry. So, when I say I've been there, done that, I've been there, done that. And you know what? They're all lessons. I don't regret any of the relationships I've had. But the things that I've learned is that the people who did not listen, did not care, did not, or was just putting me in as a, like almost like a job, filling in for a job, a position. And that actually was an issue with that person because they wanted a girlfriend, and it's almost like it didn't matter who it was, although they kept trying to connect with me for 7 years afterwards. Needless to say, that has stopped, thank goodness. But those are things to look at when you're in relationships, and that's relationships with anyone, not just romantic relationships. If you are in a friendship that is tearing you down, draining you, you need to take a step back and say, is this friendship good for us anymore? If there is a family member As long as you don't have a moral obligation to care for this person, if you can walk away and not and not have to worry about their safety and or well-being, then you need to do that. So like if this is a cousin or, we like to think, and we're very programmed in this society that that family comes first. But I will tell you from, many people that I know, that sometimes you need to walk away. You need to separate those ties because they're draining, or they're lying to you, or they're tearing you down. And that doesn't mean that they're showing you reality. Now, Abraham Hicks, will tell you that, if you kind of ignore reality and focus on the dream, that you'll be able to manifest the dream better. That is true. However, if you are self-sabotaging that dream, and your relative or friend or loved one holds up that mirror saying, "What are you doing? You're being self-destructive," that's not tearing your dream down. That's saying, "Hey, the reality is you're trying to go for this, but you're going in the wrong direction." Now, that is both somebody who loves you, but is also helping you to face the reality of your own energy. So that is different. And sometimes when that happens, we like to get very defensive. And there's no need to get defensive. The need is to stop and look and say, is this true? Is this what I'm doing? Am I sabotaging my path? Am I sabotaging what is good for me? Or is it... is it wrong? Is that just a projection of what they're feeling about themselves? We have some great questions tonight. And I'll tell you, I still have a lot of tea. I might not have to go to the end of this because we're nearing an hour. So I'm going to say maybe 3 more good questions, or bottom of the tea, and we'll see which happens first. But you guys are doing great questions. I love it. And Ritalin for the hyperactive ADD, not necessarily. People with ADD have trouble filtering out the world around them. So normal people without ADD, and a lot of people are like, well, I've heard people say, well, that's just BRAT. No. I will tell you the biggest difference, and the problem is we associate ADD with hyper, but sometimes lethargy will be the other symptom. And part of it is because their brain is so overwhelmed, they're trying to tune it out with sleep or with activity. So somebody who has ADD, you might see them falling asleep at inappropriate times because they're overwhelmed. Like for me, every time I opened up this particular subject's book, I would start falling asleep into the book, and I thought, oh my gosh, maybe this is depression, because I know that is a sign of depression. And so I was walking around thinking it was depression, and it wasn't. It was my brain becoming overwhelmed with the sheer amount of information. And, I was in AP courses, and I was, taking very high level classes. But this particular subject, it was overwhelming the system. Tack that on with being in college, not enough sleep. I grew up, without all the sounds of neighbors around me. So now I'm having sounds of singing below me, neighbors on all sides of me, above, below. And it was just overwhelming the senses. So that I don't know enough about Ritalin, but I believe that it helps with that turning down the focus or honing in the focus. All right, so let's see. What are some methods to increase self-confidence and decrease self-doubt? Okay, well, first is start listening to the little voice in your head and start small. And this is something I will say, I am pretty self-confident in most things. Like I'm the type, when I walk into a store or into like a car place, I walk out with a car that day. I don't go, oh, well, it's like, yep, that's the one I want, done. So confidence and self-doubt. First of all, stop comparing yourself to everybody else. That is going to be your biggest destructor ever. If you compare yourself to people around you or people who you feel are on the same like age level or peer group as you, and you're like, well, why don't I have that? Or why can't I be that? Or why can't I do this the way they do? No, stop. Just stop all the down self-talk. One of the things that you want to do is remind yourself, this is one of my favorite mantras, I am where I'm supposed to be. I am when I'm supposed to be, and I am who I am supposed to be. Not will be, not I would be better if. You want to stop that self-talk. I would be better if. My life would be better if. No, your life is the way it is right now. Find things that you feel are good about yourself now. So let's say it's a physical thing. When you look in the mirror, you don't necessarily see your own beauty. So you stop, you look in the mirror, find one thing about yourself every day that you can appreciate. And not just like, oh, that's kind of beautiful. Like, oh no, I love my eye color. Or, oh, I love the texture of my hair. Or, oh, wow, I like the shape of this. Like, actually physically stop and admire yourself. If it is speaking in front of people, one of the things you could do is start speaking. Just throw yourself in, get practice. I will tell you, when I was doing retail for the first time, I was very shy, and you might not listen to me and go, oh, that's a shy person. You probably are like, oh, she is. No, I actually have a little bit of social anxiety. Now, when I'm teaching or talking like this, I don't. If I am presenting a topic, I'm fine. But as soon as I have to socialize, it's a whole other story. So when I had started in retail, my boss, I loved this boss, but they were like, you need to be more aggressive. You need to be talking and really getting at them right when they walk in the door. My tactic would be to smile at them from far away, acknowledge their presence, finish what I was doing, and then ask them, once they acclimated to the environment, how can I help you? Do you need anything? And I would speak very soft. So my boss said to me, well, let me show you how it's done. You're going to shadow me for today. By the way, that lasted for 5 minutes. And this is where my self-confidence went, whew, because here I am, and I'm not as aggressive as everyone else. I am not, Apollo, what are you doing? I am not in their face the way he wants me to be. I'm just not doing the right thing. And I could have talked myself down about that, but I'm like, okay, show me what you got. So he walks up, and I'm shadowing him, and he comes up to this woman. He's like, hi, how can I help you? My name is blah, 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 blah. And she looked at him. She looked over at me. She looked back at him and pointed at me and said, I'm going to work with her. I looked at him, and I grinned this, eating grin. And he walked away and never said anything again. And I realized that, yes, you have to match people's energy. And that's what I do naturally. But I realized he put me in a position where I could have been doubting myself. And instead, I sat back, I let him do what he thought was best and watch it blow up in his face. And it's not because he's bad at what he does. He was great at what he does. He was a great boss. But he was a little aggressive, and what he didn't know is that person had just gone through a divorce from a guy who was just like him. And because he didn't stop to individualize his attention, which is something that I'm really good at, he didn't realize that what he was doing was, self-destructive to this person, or hurtful, or, perhaps ruining his chance at a sale with her. And because she worked with me, I got a really good sale. And it was just because I was being myself. So you have to remember, and I forget where the comment came from, Colleen. You have to remember, Colleen, that you are perfect the way you are, that your energy is a match to exactly what you need to bring to you. And if it isn't, you just stop, you center, and you remember how wonderful you are. You go, you know what? I'm pretty fantastic. And it really starts with trusting your intuition. Start with the small things. building up your gut instincts, and then being able to look in the mirror and appreciate things about yourself. So let's say somebody is dealing with speaking skills, because a lot of people suffer from being able to speak in front of a public. First of all, if you are in the position where you have to speak in front of a group, remember that you're there for a reason. Either you were asked to do that, in which case somebody thinks so much of you that they put you in the position that they want you to speak, or you were invited, or you were called to, or there are people who are coming to see you because you're good at what you do, because you know what you know, and you have things that they want to learn or they want to be part of. And you have to remember that somebody admired you enough to do that. What's another thing? Oh, do not do those silly things of, picture the audience naked. First of all, you're probably going to burst out laughing, and that will not help. Second of all, talk to them the way you would talk to a friend. The way I speak, even with you guys right now, it's as if you're in the room with me. I'm talking to you the way I would talk to my friends. It's really no different. I'm not talking to you as if, I am the authority on blah, blah, blah. No, it's like, this is how I talk to my friends. They'll tell you. Some of them are on here right now. So if you are afraid of public speaking, just remember you're there for a reason. They called upon you for a reason. If you are afraid of starting a new job, remember that if you get hired, night, Susan. You have a great day as well. Remember that if you are hired for a new job, you got hired because you're qualified. You got hired because you're good. So trust that. Trust that you're good. If somebody is your friend, good. Yay! Look at that. A job. We're just talking about that. Remember, like energy attracts like. So go in. You know what, Colleen? I would listen to a little bit of Abraham Hicks. Maybe go on YouTube later and look up Abraham Hicks, self-confidence, and see if any videos pop up. I will tell you, whenever I'm feeling down or doubtful of my path, I listen to Abraham Hicks, and it's like, yep. In fact, a while ago, somebody had said, you should quit the day job and just do this full time and jump straight in. And that's why you're not, like with the 1 billion followers. And I thought, yeah, but if I quit, then I'm going to be nervous. And then I'm bringing nervous energy into this new life path and career. And one day, about a year later, I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and because they were telling me about law of attraction, they're like, well, you're not going to attract, the big audiences or whatever if you're not in it 100%. And I thought, well, it doesn't feel right for me to do that. The thought of that doesn't make me feel happy, excited, elated. And so I didn't. And so, yes, you do. I love that, Sheena. I love how supportive you all are of each other. So what was I saying? Okay. So anyway, I was listening to an Abraham Hicks video, and in it, Abraham says, well, which is a higher vibration? Is it a higher vibration to quit your job and be worried about having money and put yourself in a state of feeling, like lack? Or is it a higher vibration to have enough money to pay all of your bills and then go out looking for that new job or position or start whatever it is you want while you're feeling secure and happy and safe? And it's like, yeah. And then I realized that I had made the right decision. Part of me always wondered, well, maybe if I just took the leap and just did it, maybe I'd be in a different position. And it's like, no, I'm a Taurus. That vibration would never have felt right to me, to just throw it all out the window and start something brand new from scratch. That is not how an earth sign really works. I'm okay with the slow build, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, things are going to snowball and things are going to grow in ways that I don't even know yet. Oh, look in the tea. It's making a little heart in the tea. I just looked at that. Oh, did any of you see the little heart reflection in the teacup? Oh, how cool is that? The tea is giving you some love. I like that. Now I can't drink any more tea because it's making a heart. Oh, I love that. And here we are manifesting love, and there it is in my teacup. We're talking about manifesting love. There it is, Sheena. It's in the teacup. The teacup loves you. Look at that. Or the tea, rather. I wonder if it's going to change. I bet it will if I do. Oh, okay. We're going to see if I can still have the same reflection. Oh, I think it's just going to be a bigger heart. I love the tea and the cup. Oh, look. Yep, there's still a heart. It's just a bigger heart now. I love it. Oh, that is funny. Now my video is filled with love. Oh my gosh. And we're actually starting to get to the end. You can see it, see the tea twinkling in there. I think we're at a little past the halfway mark. We are not going for 2 hours though. As much as I love you guys, my poor baby dog, in a little bit, he's going to have to go out for a WALK. Oh, the heart is gone. Here, let's rotate it. No, now it looks like a shield. There it is. There's the love. Oh, that is funny. Oh my goodness. So friends, any more questions? These are great. And I do like the 1 thumbs up, but don't be afraid to give thumbs up. Be liberal with it. Just thumbs up everywhere. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'm at 601. If you guys didn't hear in the beginning, it is so exciting. Hey, a thumbs up. We're up to 2. Woo! Thank you. I mean, while you're thinking of questions, you know. It'll get, 3. Do we have 4? I know there's 4 of you on there. I can see the 4th. I know there's 4. Oh, you subscribed. Oh, thank you. When we're done, Sheena, if you will put a comment when this is all done and over on this video. Hi, Fun Browse. Welcome back. If you put, I will be happy to subscribe to you. And for those of you who don't know, I have a Facebook group that is, it's not a sub for sub. I do not endorse that kind of spamminess. But it is a group of small creators that are growing. So we will be big creators soon. Soon we will be big fish in this YouTube pond. And it is, what's the title? I am a creator dash small YouTubers unite, or small creators unite. And that is on Facebook. So feel free to go in, but you need to answer the questions or I will not add you. There are 3 questions. It is, I need your channel name, your URL, and a 1-sentence description, because I have a master list of a whole bunch and we're doing good. So keep it up. And we're also partnered with somebody else who has a huge list. It's great. And for those of you who are small creators, I do have a bunch of videos on there with tips and tools of what to avoid and what to do that are going to, sorry about that, that are going to help you navigate the muddy waters of this YouTube apocalypse. Oh, the demonetization. You are, oh, nice to meet you, Fun Browse. So you know what? Again, both of you go in the comments. Don't use the word subscribed in comments though, because YouTube has started like flagging them as spam. And so people may or may not ever see them. Also, don't cut and paste your comments. It's not, YouTube is not a fan of that. So just something, and you guys may want to check your, go in Creator Studio, then Community, and check your comments, check the spam folder, and same thing with messages, because I'm finding 5 or 6 every day of people that got looped into that awful place in YouTube. You can tell I'm drinking faster now, not because I want to go, but because the tea is starting to finally cool down. You did not miss it again. We're still here. You are here right now, Champagne. It is nice to see you. And you can always go back and rewatch it, because we covered a lot of topics from crystal to love to a little bit of astrology. I mean, we're covering everything. Oh, and there are people, as I've been talking to you, I've been getting so many signs of people wanting to join this group and posting. It's a very active group, I have to say. Oh, yay. And something else to not do, my small creator friends, is do not go on a video and then not watch the whole thing or most of it. Oh, we have 7 people. Oh, and 4 likes. Thank you for the 4th like. Thank you for the thumbs up. Because if you video hop, you are cutting their watch time like down immensely. And that is one of the things that YouTube looks at. Oh, thank you, Fun Browse, for the 5th one. So you want to make sure that if you are doing, helping to grow your channel, that you're not sabotaging somebody else's inadvertently. And I know that you guys aren't meaning to, but when you go on to a video and then cut out, it shows that their watch time is like a second. And that cuts the averages of all the watch times down. So love your fellow small creator and just watch, even if you play it in the background and open up a new window. So that's something that you can do. Yes. You know what? I didn't know it either until somebody had spoken about it. And I will say, one of the benefits of being in my Facebook group is that we talk about this kind of stuff, because you really can't in the comments, because they'll get flagged. So if you come to I have a bunch of live streams. I have like 5 or 6 live streams in that Facebook group. And again, it is I Am a Creator, Small YouTubers Unite. And it's such an active, immensely active group. In fact, several people from the group were on here tonight watching and being supportive. So the heart is back. The heart in my teacup is back. Oh, I love that. I love tea, and tea loves me. So any last questions, friends, before this? I think it's going to be my last teacup, because at some point nature is going to call. Because I've had a lot of tea. And prior to this, I had a big glass of water mixed with kombucha. So yeah, Oh, where do you need to put your comment? When this is all done, because the comments that you guys are putting up now, they do not get saved. So when this live stream is all done, come back, visit the video, and then put your comments, and just say, and just say that you are here, and that don't say small YouTuber, small creator. Just like if well, I don't want to say it on here because, we don't need to, give any clues, but, let me know. Just let me know that you are a smaller creator. But again, don't use the word sub me or come to my channel, because that's the other thing they look for. Somebody was saying that if you say come to my channel or watch my video or do this, it can actually be a violation of some of the terms of your YouTube agreement. So just be careful. So yeah, when this is all done, the permanent comments will be up there. So we had, I am a smell creed hater. What? Wait, what? Oh. Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you, Sheena. That cracked me up. Woo! That should get a like for those who are looking at that message. That should get this should get a thumbs up just for that. I am a smell creed hater. I love that. I hate smelling the band Creed too. They're stinky. Okay, so we had another question. Okay, past life readings. Okay. So I actually do past life sessions. I've been doing them for years. It depends what kind of past life session you do, but past life sessions, the way I do it is a little bit different. Mine it's almost like a hybrid of meditation and hypnosis. Traditional past life regressions will have you just go back and view. I have you actually go back and interact. Now, you can't change the past. Dirty Railers, I knew it. You get 2 subscriptions from me. Oh, yay. And I was just on your channel a little bit ago. Good stuff over there. So one of the things that you do is you view, but I don't like just the viewing because it's like, okay, great, I saw this, and that can be very traumatic. Where I'm a big believer on, I do a process that I've termed and kind of coined myself, which is past life healing. Oh, so I really am going to have to end this because my phone is on 15%. Can you tell the future based on stars? Will I? Actually, I do not. I am not an astrologer. I have given guided messages. I actually had 3 books out on Amazon, and they were workbooks where I did channeled messages according to your sign for the year. And it was a workbook to work with your spirit guides. And so they were, I'd look at your your astrological sign, and I'd give you a month's worth of, not a month's, a year's worth of readings for 1 month. But it really wasn't based on the stars. And thank you everybody for watching. I think we're up to 9, but let's see some more thumbs up just in case you forgot. So yeah, unfortunately, they were only useful for that year, so they're out of print. Not to brag, but I have a giveaway in my Vochos Granja channel. Nice. My past lives got a lot of explaining to do. Oh boy, do they. And we can carry energy from our past life. And perhaps in another session when my battery is not about to die, I will go into one of my past lives with you. Oh, my friends, thank you. This has been so much fun. I'm sorry that my battery decided to die before my pot of tea did, but I will be back later once my phone is fully charged. Oh, you are so welcome, and thank you for coming, and thank you guys for all of the thumbs up and the likes. You guys have so much love from me. And again, join my Facebook group, where we can connect and perhaps collaborate. And I mean, I would love to see some video collaborations between you guys because there's a lot of great energy. Thank you, Rich. This was a lot of fun for me too. And this is definitely something that I will do again. Oh, yes, definitely. Thank you, Colleen. I will come over sometime. But perhaps when I'm not feeling sick. I went to the doctors today and I'm going through a virus. This has been so far, to the end of 2017, since September on, has been the craziest health year I've ever had, ever. You know what? This is the first time I've done this. This is the first time. So this is, thanks to YouTube for doing this, because honestly, none of this would be happening if it weren't for YouTube. Yes. And you're down in sunny Florida where it's like you're getting vitamin D all the time. I'm up here, pasty as can be, not getting enough sun, and my vitamin D is all low. But yeah, apparently I was worried I might have strep, but the doctor's like, no. You know what, dirty railers, don't be mad, because you know what? You and I would not have connected had YouTube not done this. You would not have connected with all of the wonderful, fantastic people if they had not. You know what? And this is a challenge. And you know what? I'm okay if hashtag pasty life. I love it. Yep, that's me. But dirty railers, it is a challenge. And you know what? I rise to the challenge. And even if I don't make the 1,000 before February 20th, I'm okay with that. I am okay because you know what? I have 600 amazing subscribers. I have some amazing people. Hi, Vochos Granja. Oh, I'm so glad all of you are joining. Make sure you put comments in the permanent. Once I'm done and close this down. Look at this. I love the love between you guys. Oh, I love it. My heart is full. Friends, I will be back in probably about an hour to do the daily card reading. But I definitely need to let my battery charge because it is dying and done. So anyway, love you guys. Oh, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Oh, that's funny. All right, friends, put your comments in the permanent comment section as soon as I end this out. I will see you guys in about an hour. And again, if you look at the tea, it is showing you some love. Look at that love right there. It's a heart in the teacup. It's saying I love you. The tea is showing you love, and so am I. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.